Hey, how you doing, everyone? Today is September 26th, 2024. I kind of wanted to go over my battle with prostate cancer. I'm one of 8 men who will get prostate cancer. Um, if it's genetically in your family, like your father, your grandfather, brother, your chances increase, and you probably ought to get PSA blood tests maybe around the age 45 instead of 50, 55. It's a slow growing cancer. We found mine 4 years ago, and the Gleason score was low, like a 2+2. So we did the wait and watch, and it took 4 years. And then I had gone through 2 office visits of biopsies, which suck big time. Now it seems like they do an MRI with the biopsy as an outpatient type thing. Or at least that's what the urologist of St. Louis did, which I'll go into them later. So anyhow, it got more aggressive. It got up to a Gleason 8, which is getting pretty scary. Now it stayed localized, which meant it was still just in one spot in my prostate. It wasn't outside my prostate. It hadn't metastasized or whatever you call it. It got into my bones. And we found that out by having a PSMA scan done. Yeah, $36,000. And I had to co-pay that. Anyhow, when it came down to the MRI with the biopsy through Urology of St. Louis, they set me up with a meeting with the guy, or not gynecologist, the man who's going to do the work. Which he really wasn't, because what they wanted to do was the directed radiation treatments or something. You know, you didn't even have to take your clothes off. They just shot through. But that's the thing. They shoot through everything. They shoot through your bladder. They shoot through your rectum. They do get the cancer, though, I guess. And he wanted to do 45 treatments, 5 treatments a week for 7 weeks. He wanted to start me on hormones. For I guess a month or so before chemical castration. Then he said I'd probably be on hormones 12 to 18 months afterwards. I tried to tell him of a study, 1,500 men, and a guy my age. There was no need in him taking hormones. There was no need in him having to go through the night sweats. There was no need of him having to get on estrogen to get through all the side effects that was going to happen. He didn't really want to explain to me about how 45 radiation treatments was probably going to swell everything. I was going to have to be catheterized for about half that time. I was going to feel like I'm passing pineapples through my rectum because it's going to get so abused. So when I dove into it, which was on YouTube, which is where I'm posting this, it turns out that there's several ways to treat prostate cancer, which I kind of knew because my dad had seeds implanted, but that was back in the 80s. Well, it turns out St. Louis of Urology basically is a group of doctors that got together, bought some old 1980s equipment, and they act like this is the only way to fix prostate cancer. I mean, it's just ridiculous what they do. So anyhow, I searched out another urologist, and we talked about it. He did the PSMA scan. The other urologist of St. Louis did not want to do a PSMA scan. They even said, we're going to shoot a little radiation on the outside of your prostate just in case there is cancer there. And I asked, why ain't you doing a PSMA scan? It would have showed it. They don't do them. But it was $36,000. Anyhow, I decided basically, because that doctor, I ain't going to tell the doctor, it's SSM through in St. Charles, Missouri, they offered several treatment plans, and he even said I could look into WashU had a probe where they used heat to kill the cancer. So I chose cryotherapy, and they go in with these needles. It's an outpatient deal. You, of course, your wife or somebody's got to bring you home, but you go in. They go in with these needles. They use the PSMA scan, the MRI scan, and his skill, and inject needles that have some kind of, I don't think it's CO2, but they freeze just the cancer cells. Now, a couple things that I didn't realize was going to happen until a couple of days before. I didn't know that it was going to cause swelling. It didn't really help that the cancer was right at the urethra of the prostate, where the urethra of the penile urethra is. It's right next to it. So that swelling caused the urethra tube to be shut off. So you have to come home with a catheter. And I was on that for 7 days. And that was terrible. And the catheter leaked. And blood. It was leaking blood, and I don't know what it was leaking. Urine, I guess. It seemed like a sticky, clear fluid that was mixed with a little blood. But anyhow, when I went in and had the catheter removed, you have to pee for them, and then they say, okay, go home. I wish they would have told me to bring a diaper, because you really leak on that trip home. And I had really a lot of problems trying to go to the bathroom. And on the second day, I just almost couldn't go. I was starting to get in pain. When I called them, they rushed me in and re-put the catheter back in for another week. Now, it's been 3 weeks. I go tomorrow for my first real follow-up, and I'm still leaking. Maybe I should be wearing a diaper. I'm just keeping like extra gauze in front of my underwear, and I just change it like 2 times a day. And that's been 3 weeks into it, but I am urinating on my own. It's getting better. It wasn't always, full stream. A lot of times it's like a shotgun just flying everywhere. So that's cryotherapy, and my experience with it so far. I guess they'll do a blood test in 3 and in 6 months to see what my PSA score will be. Hopefully low. Thing about cryotherapy is if he didn't get it all, he can always go back in, and I go through it all again. Now, some of you may wonder, when they had to put the catheter back in, I was scared to death. I even asked him, you going to knock me out? Give me some whiskey? A stick to bite on? Something? Luckily, they sent a guy in. He says, I'm going to numb you up. I was like, okay, cool. Then I thought, numb me up? Now, wait a minute. So when he brought his little stool over and his little rolling table with all his equipment on it, I said again, you're really going to stick a needle in me? And he says, no, I'm going to use a numbing gel. I said, oh, well, hey, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. That's okay. And I was on my back. I really couldn't see nothing. But then I was like, wait a minute. I guess he's using his hand to do this. This is a little weird. I've been married for 49 years. And this is weird. But anyhow, I was scared to death, but it didn't hurt at all. There was no pain at all. Uncomfortable. I didn't like the feeling. I did not enjoy it, but it didn't hurt at all. What hurt, it was like walking around, living with this son of a bitch. I just hated it. It was just painful, kept me from going places, doing things. The only thing that was nice was you get a large bag with it, and it hangs off the bed, and you don't never have to get up and go to the bathroom. That's kind of nice. One plus, the only plus. So anyhow, I hope this helps some people. Leave some comments. If I have anything else bad to report, I'll put on another video. Otherwise, I hope this is my last getting old is not for wimps video. Talk to you later. Bye.